the West, the Lakers made the biggest splash, man, with the
When
trade
they
for
don't,
Russell Westbrook.
when don't
You
they
say
make
what?
the biggest splash?
Last
I
year in the
mean,
playoffs.
I'm sorry.
Last year in the playoffs.
When doesn't LeBron? I'm talking about in the off season. When doesn't LeBron make the biggest splash?
That's
If
a
it ain't
very good point.
LeBron changing teams, and somebody gonna want to play with LeBron. It's always gonna be the biggest offseason splashes. It's gonna be the
I don't
Lakers,
know.
especially when they feel like they're in desperate mode. When they had the outset in the first round, you knew they was gonna be
Yeah.
splashes. You knew it was gonna be splashes. You knew that. You know Jamie
All right.
Buss
Well,
ain't
look,
taking that.
I'm gonna tell you now. I know you picked Lakers Nets last year. I'm right there with you this year. Lakers Nets is my finals. But let's at least act like the rest of the West. Let's talk about the rest of the West. Like Golden
Mm,
State's back healthy. The Clippers don't have
that was
Kawhi.
last year. How you not picking them this year?
What? You picked them because
How
you
you
just
not?
said Lakers. You just said Lakers.
I
What you
didn't.
talking about? All right,
That was
fine. But
last year.
anyway, okay. I'm going Lakers Nets. I'm going Lakers Nets this year.
Okay.
In the rest of the West, let's see the rest of the West. Clippers have Kawhi out. The Warriors are back healthy. Jamal Murray's coming off the ACL after Jokic won MVP. Portland, yeah. Damian Lillard, I don't know. So what's some of the things you're looking at in the Western Conference this year? Who could possibly threaten the Lakers in the conference finals this year?
Phoenix,
Mm.
Lakers. I'm sorry, Phoenix, Dallas, Denver.
Phoenix, Dallas, Denver. No love for
That's
Utah.
wait, and that's depending on the Kawhi Leonard availability. Now, if he's
Okay.
available, oh yes, of course the Clippers will be in the mix. I think the Clippers will be in the mix, like right on the edge. I think them and Utah will be right on the edge because I feel like this about Dallas. I mean, damn, it's been a couple of years now. Look, it's been the second
Yeah.
years. First 2 years have been Clippers first round, Clippers first round. Expected to take that step now. You change the coach. Okay, it was the coach, Jason Kidd. What you gonna do, man?
Yeah.
You say you ready to get this good job and be ready to deal with these people. They already ready. They already seasoned. They just need to get pushed over the hump a little bit. So it's very interesting to see how that transpires in Dallas. Denver, the Joker's great. I don't think they'll have enough though to really super challenge. They could stay in the mix for a while. I mean, Jamal Murray, I don't think we're gonna see the real Jamal Murray this year. I do believe in the
Mm.
development of Michael Porter Jr. though, to be a Robin to the Batman or the Joker to keep them relevant in the West. And Phoenix, DeAndre Ayton now with a little help. The JaVale McGee acquisition.
Yep.
Another big man right there. Helped him
Extension for
out.
Bridges yesterday.
Yes, extend for Bridges. Another year with Chris Paul as well. So they should be right back in it. Devin Booker, you already know what he does.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it ain't no love for Utah. It's just like they're also in that mix. Probably I got them like right up under there because I mean, at the end of the day, you got Jordan Clarkson to go with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. I feel like that's like almost. So where's the rest of the offense coming from? I know you shot
Conley and
great from
Ingles.
three.
Conley and Ingles with the outside
And you
shooting.
shot great from three in the regular season, but once we get to this postseason, that stuff kind of was bogging down on them. The game started to slow
Yeah.
down. Games get on top of each other. So I think they can still be in the mix. You know what I'm saying? They'll be all jumbled up again like the East. They'll be 1 and 2
Yeah.
games apart. 2 and 6 would be 3.5 games and percentage. They'll be like that all year again in the West. But as
All
far
right.
as who's gonna
So
win the West,
yeah. First off, before you say that, anybody in the West that might surprise you, Sacramento, can they end that 15, 16-year playoff drought this year? Or Minnesota, can they make a run with a full year of D'Lo, Edwards, and Cat? Like anybody, New Orleans with no Zion for the first 2 weeks, likely. Any of those teams near the bottom that strike you as, hey, maybe they'll get in the
I
playoffs, not
mean,
win it all.
we've been waiting
Not
on.
win it all.
We've been waiting on Sacramento. They're like the Chicago Bulls of the East. I mean, the West. I'm sorry. Like the Chicago, we've been waiting on it. They're like the parallel bottom feeder. It just stays just below the 8 seed, can never get below higher than the 10 seed. They always be in the mix, like right around the All-Star break. They just fade away, and you don't hear from them again. They end up like 3 and 4, 5 games out, just good enough to get a lottery pick, but not a real solid lottery pick. Always good enough to get like an eighth or ninth. You know what I'm saying? Always end up with like the eighth or ninth pick. Mitchell was the ninth pick this year. It was good enough about just to
Yeah.
do that. You know what I'm saying? They're like one of the better lottery teams. In a nice
So
way, if I could say so.
okay, so
I mean,
basically no for any of those teams.
I don't see it right now. And then you got Zion, like you say, Zion hurt right now. I mean, it's tough on Willie Green with his first job. You already lost Lonzo Ball, now you lose. You do get Devontae Graham in that mix, but you're gonna miss Zion for those first couple of weeks. And Zion is a monster. I
Yeah,
don't care what nobody says. He's been
I
terrific,
agree.
unguardable. But you got to really watch that foot situation. You don't want him to just keep coming in and coming back out, re-aggravate. Want the team to get a real rhythm playing with him. But Brandon Ingram so really gonna have to step up for that New Orleans situation to really, I guess, take flight.
All right. So who's your pick? Who's your pick to win in the West, man? You said Nets in the East.
I
You
said
going with the Lakers again? Yeah, no. So who you got in the West? You going with the Lakers? You know you want to say Lakers.
I want to, but here's the thing. It's one thing. One thing that scares me about the Lakers, and the one thing that can only is health.
Yeah,
It's really
a
the
lot of
Anthony
old guys.
Davis. It's really the Anthony Davis health, which is like you just said. When you start bringing, all the guys that wear the button ups to the party instead of the hoodies, you know what I'm saying?
Button
They
ups
ain't
instead of
gonna
hoodies.
want to stay out that late. You know what I'm saying? We got Carmelo, you bring in Russell Westbrook, Reza, you bring back some guys that's in their 30s, a little longer than two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so hopefully they'll be able to withstand that. And hopefully Frank Vogel and they have a plan to manage that through the year and they'll be ready to play in the end. But in the West, the Kawhi thing, this Kawhi thing is
Yeah.
really weird.
I agree.
I would almost be leaning or swaying a little bit toward the Clippers if I knew you could tell me right now Kawhi Leonard is going to be playing at the end of the year.
Exactly. I would too, honestly.
The sense is such an unknown. Right now, then you say, and I can also say, if Anthony Davis be healthy, which he
Exactly.
wasn't at the end of the year.
Injuries don't take an off season, man. You say that all the time.
They don't. But the thing is about him, you can't predict them.
You can't predict them.
Well, I would say Phoenix, but I know Chris Paul can get hurt sometime during the postseason. I don't know if it's going to be COVID or a hand or something. It'll be something. So with all that being said and everybody evenly bandaged up, I guess you can
Go ahead, say Blake. Go ahead, say Lakers, man.
Club.
Lakers.
Club.
Clakers. I would say hey, I'll be real with you. I would say Clippers too, because I thought that run they had last year was impressive. I also picked them to go to the finals. But when you talk about the ACL, you talking about ACL, man. I don't know about that.
Yeah, they bring everybody back, but yeah, that part of it, I would probably go with the Lakers.
All right, so you and I went the same.
Now, if you ask me which of these picks I feel the best about, I feel better about the Brooklyn pick.
I do too. I think the West is wide open, man. I think the West can be wide open because you don't really know what's going to happen with the Lakers in terms of like you said, the injuries gelling together. And then like you said with Kawhi, I think the Clippers could make a run if Kawhi was healthy. And then the West is jumbled up, but a lot of the other teams also had injuries. So the West is wide open. I'm right there with you, but I'm going with Nets Lakers, man. That's my pick as well for the 2021-2022 NBA Finals.